We're looking at the frontispiece of John Gerard's The Herbal, or General History of Plants, first published in 1597. Alexander Waugh made a video about it entitled John Gerard Knew, and explains how this face on the right of the god Apollo is actually Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, who wrote under the pseudonym William Shakespeare. I talk a little bit about the picture of de Vere in one of my earlier videos, but in this one I want to show you what I found in the symbol beneath and how 3 times it's a reference to him. Other than the picture of Edward de Vere as Apollo, I hadn't taken a closer look at the frontispiece before. A correspondent named Jack sent me the symbol, and it didn't take long to see what was being spelled. The symbol reminded me of a sigil or seal, which is a type of symbol used in magic, usually being a pictorial signature of a spirit or deity. On the right, you can see a modern example where, using Greek letters, someone drew a sigil for the name of the fallen angel Apollyon. I'm not going to go into a detailed explanation of how sigils are made, but if you're not familiar with them, they're often drawn over a magic square. My point being that lines are drawn according to a system and pattern. It's the same with the symbol. You can see it's comprised of several letters, and you can spell a number of things if you took letters from all over, but as you'll see, like a sigil, the references to Edward de Vere are going to be read according to a pattern. First, there are 2 V's at the base. Edward de Vere sometimes used double V to sign his name, but there's also something else going on. If you look closely, there are 4 X's, or Roman numeral 10s. Reading them left to right, they total 40, which is a number for Edward de Vere that Waugh explains in his videos. Each of these X's has a small line at the top of one leg and at the bottom of the other. This X in the middle does not. It has 2 lines at the top and no lines at the bottom. Also, with the other X's after the first, each is drawn with one previously used line or stroke followed by a line that hadn't been used yet. This X is simply the result of the other 4 and isn't counted. Alright, so we have 4 X's, or Roman numeral 10s, at the base equal to 40. Now for the rest of the symbol. From the top, reading left to right, there's a number 4 followed by a bent cross that's a letter T. 4T is a homophone of 40. So twice we've simply read left to right and found 40 and 4T, both references to Oxford. For the third reference, we're going to read the characters clockwise. Now this is important. With the symbol, lines are shared, but no character is used more than once. There's a letter A followed by an L. In Renaissance Europe, it was known that al is the Arabic word for the. And notice how, just like with the X's and 4T, the letters follow each other. They're not being taken from just anywhere on the symbol. Again, we're reading clockwise. With sigils, letters can be drawn right side up, upside down, or even sideways. There's a line that crosses the middle of the L, drawing an inverted or upside down letter F. This is the beginning of the next word after al or the. Following the F, going clockwise, are the letters OR. Going upwards in a clockwise direction is another cross, which is a letter T. Continuing in the same direction, there's a letter H. And after the H is another cross, or letter T, ending right where the word began. Beginning with al, or the, reading clockwise, we have ALFORTHT, which spells the 4th T. The dedication to Shakespeare's sonnets is typeset into 3 inverted triangles of 6, 2, and 4 lines. 624 is the day Edward de Vere is said to have died, as well as the nativity of John the Baptist, a patron saint of Freemasonry. John Rolette discovered that if you count every sixth, second, and fourth word, 6, 2, 4, we get the message, "These sonnets all by Ever the fourth T." Ever is an anagram of Vere and a short form of Edward de Vere. In video 54, I talk about a possible meaning of the fourth T and how it might relate to John the Baptist and Edward de Vere, who we're told here is the fourth T. 40, 4T, and fourth T all have a similar sound. They refer to Edward de Vere and are found all throughout the Shakespeare works. Alright, so at the base of the symbol, read left to right, are 4 X's, or Roman numeral 10s, equal to 40. Again, reading left to right, there's a number 4 followed by a cross or T, spelling 4T. With the symbol, lines are shared, but no letter is used twice. Continuing clockwise, they spell A, L, spelling owl. Then beginning with the upside down F, O, R, T, H, T, ending up right where we started. The fourth T. Again, no characters are repeated and nothing is spelled by taking letters from all over. The 4 X's, 4T, and the fourth T are connected and read left to right or in a clockwise pattern. It reminded me of something I showed in the last video. In a portrait of Henry Wriothesley, there's a banner and crown, and when the letters and markings across the crown are translated and read counterclockwise, they read, King Henry Tudor Son. Just like with the symbol, it's read in a pattern. Speaking of the last video, there may be some more going on with the portrait that I'm currently trying to work out. Henry Wriothesley and Henry de Vere may have been father and son or brothers. These letters here might be an anagram. As you can see, the name Vere appears twice. There may be a Germanic word or possibly an abbreviation for brother. Spanish and French also appear on the portrait, so if you have any suggestions for what's being spelled, please let me know in the comments. And if you're into ink and an Edward de Vere superfan, the symbol might make for a pretty good tattoo. Now here's the thing. Notice the direction everything is spelled. The 4T is in a straight line, left to right. At the base, the 4 X's are in a straight line, also left to right. When the words the fourth T are spelled, they're in a circle. That's a pattern comprised of 2 horizontal lines and a circle in between them. And if you noticed, everything stems from the thick line drawn down the middle. It connects the 4T to the base where the 4 X's are, and all the letters spelling the fourth T branch out from it. Altogether, everything's drawn in the shape of an I and an O, spelling Io, which is a reference to Apollo, the god Edward de Vere appears as on the frontispiece. Like Apollo, Edward de Vere was a patron of the arts. Apollo was also god of the sun and light, and I believe the Rosicrucians revered Oxford as a bringer of light, like John the Baptist was before Jesus. This might be another reason why he's depicted here as the god of light Apollo. This book is from 1597, but I've shown in other videos that the Rosicrucians left their mark in the earlier Shakespeare publications, Venus and Adonis and Lucrece. 4T, 40, and the fourth T might all mean different things, but they all refer to Edward de Vere. Finding all 3 in the symbol beneath Apollo is not only more evidence that this is an image of de Vere, but it continues to show that 40, 4T, and the fourth T are ways to identify him. I imagine he designed the symbol himself, and if anyone watching the video has seen it somewhere else, please let me know. Thanks to Jack for sending it to me, and to you for watching.